welcome and good morning. This is A Cup of Joe on CCN TV6. Yes, we are back. It's Wild Wednesdays. That's what we're calling it.
It is Wild Wednesdays.
That's what we're calling it.
Yes, it's
this season.
Wild Wednesdays. It's better than what you were calling it last season.
Which is Hump Wednesdays.
Yes. Hump day.
Hump day.
No, but we have a reason for calling it Wild Wednesday that we will get to. So yes, it is Wild Wednesday, where it's kind of anything could happen kind of Wednesday.
Yeah. I actually got very scared when you looked at me like that. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen kind of Wednesday. Well, let's kick it off with acknowledging these two works of art front of us. And it really is a work of art.
Yeah.
These are Humzinger smoothies.
Yes.
What are Humzinger smoothies? Well, they are fabulously healthy smoothies from Humzinger, which is what we can call Drink, Lounge and Bistro's super cool, super healthy's little sister.
Yeah.
Two
branches across the country so far.
Two branches across the country so far. So there was the first branch on Maraval Road.
Right.
And they've recently opened a new branch on Saddle Road in Maraval. You
got that right, South
I got it right.
Yes, South girl.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, people from South know town better than you all. Right. So yes, there we have it. So we are having a smoothie this morning, and mine is strawberry, mango, and guava yogurt.
Strawberry, mango, guava.
No, it's strawberry and mango, as well as guava yogurt.
Oh, so the yogurt is flavored.
Yes.
Excuse me there.
And yours is?
And my one, I think, based on what Chiano told me. Chiano, help me. Pineapple, pawpaw, and banana. What kind of yogurt I have?
You have no yogurt.
I have no yogurt?
Nope.
Oh, that's why you're looking at the creamy. So it's basically, it's basically fruit, a pick-me-up fruit.
Yes.
Smoothie in the morning.
No sugar.
No sugar.
So it's a healthy breakfast in a kind of way. Okay.
Is it filling, Chiano, if you drink, yeah?
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
Why am I not coming up though? Okay, I got it. Ooh.
It's really good. And if you want to try these, you definitely need to go to Humzinger. Ooh, I'm getting
a brain freeze.
Ooh, yes.
No sugar. This is actually very, very good. Fruit in a cup.
Fruit in a cup.
Lovely.
Thanks to Humzinger.
Lovely. Thanks to Humzinger. Go and check them out on their two branches, Maraval Road in Woodbury, Uptown Port of Spain, and Saddle Road in Maraval.
And feel free to tell them that Abeo and Joel sent you.
Yes, the Cup of Joe team sent them.
There you go. Across, yeah? So let's talk about what's inside of our cup today.
Tell me.
Thanks to the folks at
Rani Flatbread.
There we go. We share a cup with a gentleman that I have worked with on numerous occasions in the past, who I admire greatly. He's a colleague of mine, and he's doing some amazing things. So we thought it would be prudent to share some of the amazing work and his life experience with TNT, Mr. Conrad Parris. That's who we'll be sharing a cup with today.
I've always been intrigued by Conrad.
I know, you've told me that in the past that you've appreciated his work on stage.
And appreciated his work and his character, because I think outside of what I see on stage, every time I encounter him, he just seems that
he lights up a room.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he lights up a room, and his work ethic is also so admirable.
Serious.
He's a very, very hard and diligent worker.
Looking forward to share a cup with him.
We'll be sharing a cup with Conrad. We'll also be checking out a brand new segment. It's called Nutrition Now with our Nestle Nutrition Expert.
Yes.
Nutrition Now with our Nestle Nutrition Expert, Shaunelle Aparicio.
I think that's you sound Spanish. It rolled off your tongue.
So yes, she'll be doing some awesome stuff with Joel. I think there'll be some scales and weighing and such involved, so you can look forward to that. It's going to be great. And we also check out Wildcard Wednesdays, hence Wild Wednesdays. Instead of a cup of Joe. Wildcard Wednesdays, pretty much where anything goes. We are going to have some really kind of out of the box, crazy interviews, fun stuff happening inside of Wildcard Wednesdays. But we start with one of our loves.
Yes.
Mrs. Stephon Scott. I do love that gentleman.
Mixologist extraordinaire.
He's going to be inside of Wildcard Wednesdays this morning, talking about Cocktail Week. So look out for that. And then we bring up the rear with what could possibly be my favorite segment this season, the Spoken Word Spotlight. And we're going to have Jimmy October inside of Spoken Word Spotlight. So look out for that.
After Monday's one, I'm looking forward to another one today.
Exactly.
This is going to be an interesting season with especially with the Spoken Word Spotlight. All right, so that's what's coming up inside our cup today. I think we can take a break now, and when we come back, we share a cup with Conrad Parris.
A Trini breakfast is the best with Rani coconut flatbread. Take some saltfish, give it a boil. Shred and add seasonings, no need to toil. Add a generous dose of olive oil. Serve with coconut Rani, a best full jowl.
Now that's a Rani good idea.
One morning, Peter walked out to find every flower that he never stopped to notice, every sunrise that he never watched, every football match he forgot to play with his son, and arrived at a cafe to find every conversation he never had with his father. And it was only then that Peter finally decided to wake up. Wake up to life. Nescafe. Nestle. Good food, good life.
We're the one who's always there to help you all of the way.
Systems that work for you as you live life each day. We're the one who makes it easier to
We give personal attention, so make this your selection.
Hey, yeah, we're back, and on this wild Wednesday, on season 2, Wednesdays are going to be a little wild around here on the Cup of Joe. I'm sharing a cup this morning with a kind of wild guy. Kind of wild guy. He is a very accomplished, talented actor. He's a producer, television presenter, an intense sort of guy, expressive, eccentric. Yeah, I think I described him well. I'm talking about Conrad Parris.
Yeah, that'll work.
That will work?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Did I describe you as you are? No, I described you based on me just looking at you and assessing you. Was that description is that Conrad Parris?
We work with that for now.
No. I need to know if that is Conrad Parris.
You're good. You're good. You just work on TV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you my brother?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good to have you. Let me get something for you to drink now. I don't like to drink alone.
Yeah, of course not. Drinking alone is wrong.
Drinking alone is wrong.
Absolutely. I'll get something. Like wine or something.
Wine?
Yes. Wine in the middle of the week.
No, man, that's how we roll on a cup of Joe, you know. A glass of wine for Conrad. Conrad, I really sincerely do mean that, because you're the type of character that I've always seen.
Character, he says.
You are, because I think you are. And I just think every time I've seen you, I almost say this guy was born to be on the stage. Do you think you were born to be on the stage?
That is a very good question. Probably, because people may or may not know this, but my father, Hamilton Parris, he was an actor. He was one of the, call it, founding members of the Trinidad Theatre Workshop. He did a lot of work with Derek Walcott when Derek had just put out plays like Joke of Seville and O Babylon and Tisha and His Brothers. My father was a part of those casts.
Yeah,
Thank you kindly, sir. And so I think if genetics plays any part in those kinds of things. Maybe it might have trickled down to me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's in the blood almost.
Yeah.
It's in the blood. And when did you know that you wanted to be on stage? Well, because I mean that is something that I think you have to innately figure out as you mature. When did you know that you wanted to be on the stage?
This might sound kind of semi-demi, but I was 4 years old, and the first movie I ever saw, was I 4? Yeah. The first movie I ever saw was Superman. Christopher Reeves flying towards the screen and everything, and me ducking under the seat whenever he came towards the screen. But that left an impression on me.
Serious.
And I think somewhere around there is like, yeah, I want to do that. Well, more like I wanted to fly like Superman. But I think for the length of time that idea stayed with me, I realized, well, okay, this is what I wanted to do, even though I did my best to avoid it during secondary school.
You did your best to avoid it?
Yes. It wasn't necessarily the cool thing to do.
Right.
So,
back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s?
Back in the 80s.
It wasn't the cool thing back then?
It was not the cool thing back then.
Yeah.
You know, because I did a lot of it all through primary school. I
Right.
represented my primary school, Mova Anglican.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the spelling bee, I was in the choir, I went music festival, went spelling bee this, went maths that, did all those kinds of things in primary school. And secondary school, I would have none of it.
So you avoided it in your secondary school life, and then
It came and jumped up to bite me once I left school. You know, and I was just work home, wanted something to do.
right.
I was working in what was then the Parliament Library, right in the Red House.
Right.
And right opposite that was Trinidad Theatre Workshop,
Yes.
and they were in the old fire station.
Yes.
And they had a program. I used to go and lime there every once in a while because I had friends there. But they had a program called the New Actors Program, New Faces, I think they called it. And well, I decided one day I'll sign up for that. And that was the beginning of the end.
The beginning.
Yes, that was the beginning, right. So yeah, and that was in 1995.
Right,
so
right.
from then till now, here we are.
Let me go through a couple of your accomplishments. So The Tempest.
Yeah.
Do you take This Woman? That's another play you did.
Baptism of Fire.
Yes. That Is Man. Were you the man in That Is Man? You weren't the man.
I was one of them.
He was one of the men. Right, fair enough. Dinner with Friends, and I'm seeing here this was an Abiyo Jackson production.
Yes,
if I
it
don't
was.
say that, you probably come running on set now. So
Yeah,
Dinner
you don't
with Friends
want to get licks.
I don't want to
Not
get
from
licks.
Abiyo.
Not on television. No.
sir.
The brand new Lucky Diamond. That was a nice
Horseshoe
one.
Club.
That was Horseshoe Club.
Yeah, the brand new Lucky Diamond Horseshoe Club. It's a
right.
long name, but it's very important that you get all of it in.
The King and I.
Yes.
That was a musical.
Yes, it was. We did that in
Musical theatre.
Musical theatre.
Yeah.
We did that in 2013.
Yeah. And Jesus Christ Superstar. Another musical.
Yes, which we did this year.
I can't remember seeing The King and I, but I was dragged kicking and screaming to Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm not a big musical theatre guy. I try not to miss a play, but something about the musicals, Conrad, Abiyo had to drag me, and my wife had to drag me kicking and screaming.
I understand. Though people may not necessarily understand this, I'm not too sure if I understand it fully myself. I'm not a fan of musicals either.
You
per se.
serious?
I'm serious. But I approach it in such a way, it's like, okay, everything that you get to do as an actor, you take the opportunity to do. You know, I remember I read a lot of articles about actors and things that they say and some of their books and that kind of thing. I remember Harvey Keitel said when he just started, anything that came at him, he did. It didn't matter, you know, how good it was or how bad it was, you know, he just figured that, you know, it was an opportunity to learn something new, do something different, you know, expand his horizon, so to speak. And I decided to do that, you know, once I'm presented with the opportunity to do musical theatre. I could sing a little bit.
You can sing a little bit.
So, yeah.
But no, it's strange that you said that because I went kicking and screaming, as I said, to Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right. Okay, I understand.
And I think I enjoyed it more than I thought. And I think it was really because of you. Because you played a role of I think a high priest.
Yes.
A high priest.
Yes.
And you were an authoritative high priest. And I mean, I enjoyed you in Jesus Christ Superstar outside of all the singing and dancing and so on and so on.
Well, thanks.
I think Abiyo is responsible for the singing and dancing.
She's responsible for the dancing.
For the dancing,
She most certainly was.
She
and I will do my best to butter that up so that if ever I have to work on a musical with Abiyo again, I don't dance. That's the important thing.
I enjoyed you with that, Conrad.
Thank you very much.
And I really, because you said it in musicals, you don't particularly like it, but you do them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy or drama? Because you're a dramatic guy, aren't you? Comedy or drama?
Again, the way that I approach it, there's so many things that we get to do. We get to do as actors, and every opportunity we get to do anything, we jump at it. Saying that, I appreciate comedy a lot because comedy has taught me a lot about drama. Comedy, as Raymond Trukong would always say, is scientific, it's mathematical, it's very precise. You can't be early, you can't be late. You have to hit that mark. And that extends into dramatic acting, and it influences it a lot. You get a deeper understanding of everything, and of course, everything that you do on stage or in front of a camera extends into life. There's so many things that you could learn, and there's so many things that you do. You know? Yeah. So I don't necessarily have a preference.
You don't have a preference, fair enough. Conrad, I wanted to stay with me because we touched the stage, but you've also done some screen acting as well.
I have.
And we want to touch that when we come back and talk a little bit more about Conrad Parris. Talented actor, one of the more dramatic actors that I enjoy on stage here in TNT. He's sharing a cup with me this morning. Stay with us.
So what was he like before he got sick?
Sick?
Mom said it's in our genes.
What you say?
There's
Rubbish, boy! Rubbish! Your grandfather was not sick.
Maria's jeans, with her since college. Sarah's dress, always her best party mate. Laura and her blouse, friends through 2 kids. Want to keep fitting into your clothes? Try Fitness. Delicious crunchy flakes made with whole grain, which can help you maintain your figure. Fitness, keep on zipping.
Hello there. I'm sure you recognize him, but you may not know me. I'm Mr. Peanut's stunt double. I used to go by Mr. Peanut Butter, but somebody thought I was infringing on his trademark. So now I have to go by Doug. Peanut Butter Doug. Roll it!
Action! Cut! Action! Cut!
Amazing stuff. You paying attention over there? That's called acting. That's what separates the real actors. I'm okay. Introducing Planters Peanut Butter. Naturally remarkable.
And we're back, sharing a cup this morning with Conrad Parris, one of my favorite dramatic actors here in TNT. I like him for his drama. He says he has no preference between comedy or drama, but I think I like him for his drama. When he was in Jesus Christ Superstars, he was It was good. I enjoyed him in that. Conrad,
thanks.
Did I demonstrate well there?
I don't know. Jury's still out. I'll get back to you.
Do I have a future on the stage? But you don't want to put me on the stage, but Conrad, folks, he's also done some screen acting. You've done a few movies, and I just want to list some of the movies you've done. Escape from Babylon, I think that was one of the popular ones. Right. Home Again, that was shot here in TNT as well.
That's right. It's a Canadian helmed film that was shot here.
And the latest is Noka, Keeper of the Worlds. And that obviously I think also won an award in the Belize International Film Festival, the Best Animation Award.
That's right.
So that film, you've done screen acting and you've made a transition from stage to the screen?
transition?
Or,
I wonder.
or did it come naturally for you?
One of the first acting jobs I got was on Westwood Park back in the day.
Wow.
Because my teacher from the same New Actors Workshop that I did at Trinidad Theatre Workshop, he was one of the writers and also one of the cast members of Westwood Park. So, being one of his students, he decided, okay, let me give you an end. So I started off in Westwood Park. That was my first on-screen foray. And from there, doing a couple television ads, and doing a couple television ads. Things started to progress from there, and the first film I did was The Ghost of Hinking Estate. That was in 2005, 2006. Written by Francis Eskai,
right,
who incidentally is the father of Sean Eskai, who wrote and directed Knocker, Keeper of Worlds.
Oh, okay. So then the opportunities arise, as you said, and you just start with it. Yeah. How different it is in terms of stage acting and on screen in front of the camera?
Well, on a very basic level, for screen, everything that you do on screen, camera is right here.
Yeah.
As opposed to what you do for theater when your audience is all the way out there. That is it on a superficial level.
Yeah.
However, I think that there's a bridge between the two that I'm still learning, that I'm still grappling with. Everything for both media is internal. Everything that goes on in here is what has to be expressed with your entire body. It just so happens that you amplify it or mute it depending on the distance of your audience. I think that's what the principle behind that is.
And still on a superficial level, if it is you had to choose in terms of an easier one, is there an easier one, or both are as demanding? And
they're both very demanding. They're both very demanding. I don't think one is easier at all.
Have you ever forgotten your lines?
Duh.
Because I just think that I would have forgotten my lines in every single... If I was an actor, I would have forgotten my lines in every single play.
No.
I would have been live
every single play. I would have lasted 6 months.
I probably wouldn't have lasted.
but yeah, I've forgotten lines before.
And how do you deal with that? Live?
That's a good question. But that's what rehearsal is for.
No, that's not what rehearsal is for.
That is what rehearsal is for.
You can still forget the lines despite how much time
No, but let me explain something. Rehearsal is done in such a way, well, at least from how I've done it, rehearsals are so intense that everything that you do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, as many times as I say over and over and over again, is how many times you do it, so that it could become a part of you.
Right.
So that even if the eventuality arises on stage where you forget something or somebody else forgets something, at least you know where you are, so that you could improvise a little bit to the point where you could try to get back on track. Not to the point where you could just derail the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So forgetting the lines is not the major problem. It's being able to stay within the storyline, I suppose. And I suppose you have supporting actors that can help that process.
And that is what...
And that happens a lot, Conrad?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No, it hasn't happened for a while.
Yeah, Abiyo ever forget her lines when she was on with Abiyo? She don't forget
lines. What it is you're asking me?
You're afraid of Abiyo? She only have a mouth,
This is what I'm doing. You want to jeopardize my life. I realize this.
Most memorable role. I want to get your most memorable role that you would have played.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but every question that you ask along that line makes me end up probably giving you a wishy-washy answer.
That's no problem.
In that I can't single out just one.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand that.
Important things that I've done. The King and I was kind of career-changing, kind of life-changing as well. The brand new Lucky Diamond Horseshoe Club. Very challenging piece overall. I had a very challenging role in it. I played a character named Delilah, who was a transgendered Well, she wasn't transgendered yet.
Right.
She was on her way to that.
Oh, so.
And well, it was
And
very
you played that
interesting.
role?
Yes, I played that role.
That must have been challenging.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Not the least of the
Yeah.
challenges working on that being learning to walk in heels.
Yeah.
I don't know why women do
Yeah.
that to themselves.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you another probably difficult question that may have to have a wishy-washy answer, as you said.
Oh,
but
go on.
a role that, when looking back, you thought you did not execute it well.
Man, that is an easily wishy-washy answer. That happens every single time. The only thing that differs is how soon after you realize that, you know, you may have missed something. You may do a performance and, you know, maybe the following day you go through your script and you'll realize, crap, I know I could have done this differently, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe years could pass, you know. You could do Shakespeare or something and you bluff your way through and you realize you don't understand fully what it is you're saying. And then years later, something would happen and the line would pop into your head and you're like, that's what that means. Wow, it happens
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah. You never perfect the character as you want it on spot.
Yeah.
You never.
Yeah,
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard,
it's hard to do.
I would like to meet someone who could say honestly and go into detail. It's like, yeah, I mastered that. I filled that up. I did that. I couldn't do anything more with it. I'd like to meet somebody.
You told me your father, before the break, you told me your father was an actor and he was in the theater.
Yes.
But who has been the inspiration over the years?
Many people, and thankfully, thank God for this every day, I've managed to work with a lot of those people who inspired me. Raymond Chukong has been a mentor and friend for about 15 years now. Penelope Spencer, Cecilia Salazar, Nikki Crosby, Abeo has been very inspirational, you know, diving head on into, you know, producing for theater, writing, all of those things, you know, give me that gentle nudge in the ribs or swift kick in the bottom, as the case may be, to say, you know, maybe I should do more. Several people, you know, to thank. That would take up, you know,
Take
all
up
week.
the rest there,
All week.
What's your next big challenge? What's your next big thing that you're looking at doing?
Okay, I was prodded to do this. Well, first of all, there are a couple of things in the offing in the near future that I'll be working on. One of them will be with Shaunelle. Also, with regards to Knocker, and well, for those who follow Sean's work, he did a short film called Fish before. He wants to expand both Knocker and Fish into feature-length films. They're both short films that you could find on Vimeo. And well, hopefully, once he gets the green light to work on those, I'll be working on those. But there's something coming on in the not too distant future that I'll be working on with him as well. And well, there are a couple of things that I'm working on personally. There's a piece that I've been working on for a long time, which will come to fruition soon.
You have a lot of things under your sleeve that you have to release soon. Conrad Parris, thank you so much, brother. It was a pleasure sharing a cup with you this morning.
Likewise,
pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Conrad Parris is an esteemed local actor here in TNT, producer. Do you still do television? You on Gael?
No, I'm not on Gael.
No?
No, well, I haven't been on Gael in
But
a
you still
while.
do television?
Yeah, I'm still doing television.
Good to see.
Look,
Conrad Parris. Conrad Parris, guys. We're taking a short break here at the cup of Joe. We're coming right back.
Did you know that Rani flatbread is great for a spur-of-the-moment meal? Cut a Rani into any shape you please. Add tomato sauce, top with chicken and Parmesan cheese. Bake at 230 degrees. Take out and enjoy with ease.
Now that's a Rani good idea.
They are best friends. They share everything. Experiences, moments, and adventures. They're always together. Protect them with Clim 1 Plus from Nestle. It's the only growing up milk with Prebio 1 to help protect them from gastrointestinal diseases. Your instinct is to love and protect him. Clim will do the same. Nestle, good food, good life.
Yes, welcome back, folks. And yes, on our Wild Wednesdays here on A Cup of Joe, every Wednesday you're going to see this lady. Her name is Shaunelle Mieres Aparicio. Did I get that right?
Aparicio.
Aparicio. She is our nutrition expert from Nestle. Every week we're going to bring to you what we're calling here on A Cup of Joe, Nutrition Now. Now, it is in a nutshell making you aware of what is necessary to remain healthy, health and wellness. That's what we're pushing here on A Cup of Joe on season 2. And Shaunelle is here to help us through with that. Shaunelle, Nestle has really taken that sort of move towards a health and wellness statement.
Yeah, definitely. Our main goal and our vision is to be the #1 nutrition, health and wellness company in the world. And all our activities, events, development of our products is geared towards that, helping our consumers lead a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, that is an important statement for Nestle. They're actually celebrating 100 years here in TNT. Imagine that, Nestle here for 100 years. That's an amazing. We're going to hear more about that as the season goes along, because of course Shaunelle will be here with us every single week on a Wednesday, just around this time, and she's going to more or less tear me apart and try to get me back in some sort of nutritionally sound place, because I kind of strayed ever since. So let's hear what we're going to do. We have of course some fancy
machines and stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to do your weight assessment. So I need you to take
talking weight assessment. We're talking weight assessment. I forgot we're talking weight assessment because it's not my favorite part, our favorite discussion. But you're going to weigh me?
Yes, I'm going to weigh you. And I need you to take off your shoes.
Oh, I need to take my shoes off.
Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to do your weight, we're going to do your height, and then we're going to do your BMI and your body fat percent. So come on top.
Abeo is loving all of this.
Because the first thing to lead a healthy lifestyle, chin up, look up.
Yeah. Don't look down and see the bad news. Don't look down and see the bad news.
Let me take the bad news for you.
Okay.
All right. So currently you are.
You don't want to shout it out loud if you don't
shout it out loud. Okay, so I'm going to write it in a piece of paper and not say anything. Keep still. All right. So what we're doing your weight, and then we're going to do your height.
Height.
So, face the other way. Turn this way.
This way?
No, this way. Face this way. Right. Take care.
Yes.
Right. So put your heel back a bit.
Put my heel back.
Stand tall. So when we get your weight and your height, we're going to do something called your BMI and your body fat percent.
Right.
Okay. Now, this is an indicator really just letting you know for your height and for your height, your age, and your weight, what level you're at. If you're underweight, if you have a healthy weight, if you're overweight, and if you're pre-obese.
How accurate is this reading in terms of?
Actually, it's very accurate. It's very accurate. We have a bit of a percentage of error because in terms of the population that it was done on was an Asian population, and as you know, our Caribbean people, we have more weight, height, and we eat a little bit more, especially on a Sunday.
Yeah, because if it was done on an Asian population, those people are very small people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a percentage of error. So we're going to go through that so you won't feel that bad, okay? All right. So this is your BMI machine and your body fat percent. So we're plugging in every information here. Can I say your results out?
You go ahead.
All right. So you're 5'10" and a half.
Right.
All right. And your weight, do you want me to divulge this information? You're 230 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Don't panic, Joel.
I was 204 pounds about.
How much months ago?
No, years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's a process. It's a process, right? So we're going to put in your weight here, and then we're going to do your measurements, and you're going to see if it is you're underweight, if you're overweight, or if you're pre-obese for your height and your age. And you know when these things take place, you're designed for a particular amount of weight on your body and on your system. So if it is you're over, you're putting stress and strain on your body parts. All right? So can I have your age? You want to whisper? You want me to write it down quietly?
No.
Oh, you're okay? Okay, good.
So I'm 40 this year.
All right, excellent. You're 40, all right? Okay, so you come on this side.
I have to hold this?
Yes, come on this side.
Come where?
Come
Where
on
do
this
I
side.
come?
Right.
This way.
So you need to put your thumb here. Right? Stretch out your hands. Pretend you're driving a car. I need you to straighten up.
Right. Straighten up there.
Right? And just give 2 minutes. So we're going to get your measurements, right? And your body fat percent really is a bit more accurate than your BMI. It's going to let you know for your height and for your age too as well what your body fat percent range is. Because you have your essential fats, you have your storage fats, and we don't want your storage fat to be more than essential fats.
Okay.
All right, so your BMI is 32.5 and your body fat percent is 28.4.
What do those figures translate to?
All right, these, you ready for the news?
Yes,
you
give
ready?
it to me.
All
Give
right.
it to me.
This actually translates for your height and for your weight, you're overweight. So we have some work to do, Joel. We have work to do.
So we'll do it. Can we get it done in this course of the season?
I am hoping, but we want to
7
make
weeks?
sure 7 weeks, but the healthy amount of weight maximum to lose per week is 2 pounds.
Right.
I don't want you going higher and I don't want you going lower.
Okay.
But you have to exercise
All right.
and you have to eat healthy, okay?
I will do.
All right, so your body fat percent now is actually 28.4. For men, it's supposed to be from 18 to 25%. That's acceptable if you're not exercising.
Right, okay.
So if you're not exercising, it's supposed to be in that range, so you are over. All right, so we need to work on that. We need to make some small changes, things like exercise, eating healthy and stuff. And during these segments, we're going to go through that.
Okay, great. All right, so from the BMI now that we've got that out of the way, where do we go from here?
Okay, so we're going to do your waist to hip ratio.
Oh.
Now, your waist to hip ratio, I'm going to be taking your inches of your waist and your hip.
You serious? I
Now,
can't just tell you I'm 36 around the waist.
No guessing. You have to get your real thing, right? And after we do this, now we're going to do a calculation, and we're going to see what your ratio is. If your ratio is above 40, because you're a man, that says that you're predestined. You have to be careful. Predestined for certain non-communicable diseases, and we chat about that. All right. So
okay.
let me just come to the front.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get your waist. So we're going to take it in inches. All right.
20 something?
It's 19 actually.
I like you, Shaunelle.
All right. So
My
let's
waist
do your
is
hip now.
19, guys. If
that's
anybody,
good.
yeah.
All right, just now.
What are we doing now?
We're going to do your hip. So we're going to look for the widest part of your hip. And then we're going to do a calculation.
I didn't recognize I had hips.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
I have hips.
All right. And we're going to check to see what is your range. And when we check to see what's your range now, what it's going to show is if it's above 40, it states that your fat, in terms of where you store your fat, if it's here, it's central obesity.
Right.
And that's where you have to be careful.
Which I think is where.
All right.
Which I think is where.
And we have to work on getting that
I
down.
think that is where it is. 'Cause I love my belly, you know. Shaunelle.
You love your belly, you like
I
to eat
love my
food.
belly, Yeah.
And wifey's cook nice food, eh?
Nice food.
Yeah, I had
nice,
to talk to wifey too.
Nice food.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we do the calculations, right, it says that it's over.
Okay.
All right, so you're above 40.
So you give me a lot of bad news today.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
But we're going to work on it, right?
We're going to work on it. It's a progress, right?
It's a process.
So it's really
Yeah.
things like, for example, it predestines you for things like hypertension, diabetes, right, high cholesterol. So you really need to work on, in terms of central obesity, getting it down.
Right.
All right?
So the weight assessment is the first step almost.
First step.
It's the first step.
Checking your health, knowing what's actually taking place with your body.
Right. And this diagram that we're going to put up here, apple versus pear.
Okay, so let me explain this to you. Doing the waist to hip ratio, if it is you naturally have an apple shape, what tends to happen, it means that you store fat around this area,
right,
which is most of the time central obesity.
I kind of apple-y.
Yeah, kind of apple.
I'm not peary.
I'm sorry, you're not peary.
Ideally, you're looking for that pear shape.
You're looking for that pear shape, but
Yeah.
even though if it is the person is genetically has an apple shape, meaning they have more weight on top of this area rather than below,
Right.
you still want to make sure that your fat is not distributed around your stomach area.
Right.
And what studies have shown that consumers, if it is your pear shape, because of your hip is larger than your waist, you're protected by a particular hormone that is released to help you to lead a healthy lifestyle. So it protects you against, like, for example, heart disease and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because you're carrying more weight on this area.
All right, let's go through the tips that we want to leave with folks
Yes.
for today. Okay, Nestle nutrition tips. The first one is drink 8 glasses of water per day. 8 glasses of water, Shaunelle. I've heard that over and over and over. Is that practical?
It is practical because one thing I want consumers to remember is that 8 glasses, not the mugs that we have at home. 8 glasses mean one serving is 250 ml. Right, 250 ml, this is 8 ounces. But a lot of consumers, when we say 8 glasses, they think it's a big mug.
Glass, right.
They use the cups they have in the kitchen at home.
Right. All right. Nutrition tip 2 is choose 3 servings of whole grain food per day.
Yes.
Whole grain food.
Whole grain. Whole grain foods are foods that are high in fiber. High in fiber, if you have foods that are high in fiber, you're less likely to snack throughout the day, you keep fuller for a longer period of time, and you lose weight more readily.
Nutrition tip 3 is consume 3 to 4 servings of fruit and vegetables per day. That's important.
That's very important. And we
But
have
per day?
Per day. And Trinidadians say, well, you know, Shaunelle, I only had 1 serving of veggies for the week. And you're supposed to have it per day. Vegetables are very, very important, and fruits. Once again, high in fiber, high in antioxidants, and low in calories.
Can you have either or you need to have both?
You have to have both.
You have to have
You
both.
could kind of alter it in terms of the fruits. You could have like 2 but 3 servings of veggies, no compromise.
Tip 4, do not skip meals. Instead, schedule your meal times. Important.
Yes, it's very important. We have consumers who miss meals and think it will help them to lose weight.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help them. They actually store fat. So it's really important.
All right, Shaunelle, we just want to let people know that the Nestle mobile unit is very available in different communities as well.
Yes,
to do your BMI testing and so on. Just give people a little information on
So
that.
free BMI testing, free waist to hip ratio nutrition counseling. We go all over Trinidad and Tobago, so look forward to see us.
Is there a number that they can...
Yes, 696-6303.
All right, great. That's our Nutrition Now Nestle segment for today. Shaunelle will be joining us, of course, every single Wednesday here on A Cup of Joe as she tries to get me in some sort of shape. All right, we're taking a short break. We're coming right back here on A Cup of Joe. Thank you, Shaunelle.
You're welcome.
Maria's jeans, with her since college. Sarah's dress, always her best party mate. Laura and her blouse, friends through 2 kids. Want to keep fitting into your clothes? Try Fitness. Delicious crunchy flakes made with whole grain, which can help you maintain your figure. Fitness, keep on zipping.
Hello there. I'm sure you recognize him, but you may not know me. I'm Mr. Peanut's stunt double. I used to go by Mr. Peanut Butter, but somebody thought I was infringing on his trademark. So now I have to go by Doug. Peanut Butter Doug. Roll it!
Cut. Action. Cut.
Amazing stuff. You paying attention over there? That's called acting. That's what separates the real actors. I'm okay. Introducing Planters Peanut Butter. Naturally remarkable.
Welcome back, and the reason, as I said, I was dressed like this today is because I wanted to look as close as possible to Master Mixologist Stephon Scott, the old bartender.
Correct.
I'm looking like a bartender?
Yeah, you are.
I'm looking like a mixologist.
It's good to see you on this side of the bar.
And I'm on this side of the bar.
Correct.
That's correct. Stephon Scott is with us this morning. He's usually here on a Foodie Friday, but on this Wildcard Wednesday that we are introducing this season, a little bit of different things will be happening, and we're actually introducing and promoting what is going to be trying to be his very first cocktail week.
Yes.
And the man behind it is Stephon Scott. It's happening in August next week, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's happening in August, from the 14th to the 17th of August. It will take place also in both islands of Trinidad and also in the Sister Island of Tobago.
Right. A countrywide festival,
yes,
celebrating cocktails.
Cocktails and different spirits. What the festival is basically about is just educating the general public about the brands that they use, because a lot of times people just drink a product and they don't know what the product is about. So the festival will also have trainings. We're also going to have party nights, because we love to party.
Right.
And where you come, you enjoy the products, you learn about them also, and you can be able to go back home and create your own cocktails. Right. Which I know you have been trying every Friday.
I've been trying every Friday. But so it's outside of just coming and sampling the products and enjoying the cocktails, it's really an educational process.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We have some of the world's top brand ambassadors in different fields, as you can see here in the flyer. We have Mr. Ian Burrell, who is the global rum ambassador. We have Arturo Savage, who is a Scotch ambassador. And we have Paulo Figueiredo, along with myself, when we are going to be taking the patrons throughout the festival and teaching them all about bartending in this wonderful field.
This is the first time we're having something like this in Trinidad and Tobago?
It's the first time we're having a cocktail week festival. We have had other drinks festival,
Right.
but it's the first cocktail week festival.
Right.
And we intend to make this festival the best cocktail week festival in this part of the world.
And where does this idea, I mean, in terms of having a cocktail week come up in your mind, Stephon?
For being in the bars so many years now, and traveling the world, you get to see a lot of different cultures. Like in New Orleans, there's probably the biggest cocktail week festival in the world, where you have over 10,000 people coming to New Orleans just to be a part of the festival.
Right.
Cayman Islands actually just started theirs just last year, which I was a part of, going across there and helping them out actually plan their cocktail week festival.
So I'm seeing something here that I want to ask about, because rums around the world and all the rums around the world.
Correct.
Scotch world.
Yes.
Scotch, all the different whiskies around the world.
Yeah.
Punch bowl and fancy
tipples.
It's tipples.
Tipples.
With
yes.
a T.
Yes.
Tipples.
Tipples.
Break it down. No, I mean, I don't know what is that. Fancy tipples.
Yes. Fancy tipples is more or less where cocktails. Yes.
Take that from here. Take that from when Stephon answering it. Yeah, because I can't reproduce that nipple tipple. Yeah. That nipple tipple part, I can't reproduce that. I ain't that good actor. I don't be able to do that. I say the nipples, tipples part, I just do that now. I said that happened once. I can't reproduce and I call a professional actor. Yeah, I call Conrad or you to come and do that.
I can't do that either.
How much time you want to do here?
Nice.
So Stephon starting
tipples.
Explaining what is fancy tipples.
And in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, fancy tipples. Basically what fancy tipples is where mixology is going around the world. You have guys using molecular mixology, while they use like liquid nitrogen, they use food grade dry ice and they introduce that into cocktails. So you have cocktails with fog, with foam. You even have cocktails that looks like caviar, but they're actually cocktails. So you have like a cosmopolitan served on a spoon, but it looks like caviar. So it fools your mind. You have cocktails that look like cake. They have one that looks like eggs, but they're actually cocktails. When you get into them, they run just like a regular cocktail, and when you taste them, it's just perfect.
Wow. So,
yeah.
so it's tipples really is almost like small plates that.
Correct.
But
Correct.
it's a cocktail.
Exactly.
Alcohol and
yes.
and made with alcohol and so.
Yes.
As you mentioned, the cultures around the world, Stephon. One of the things that it's mentioned here, bringing the cocktail culture of the world to the beautiful shore.
Yes.
So each country, and you've traveled a bit, Stephon. Each country has a different culture where cocktails are concerned.
Definitely, definitely. Like I've been to India where they use a lot of spices. Everything is spice. Colombia, there's a bar that I went to, is actually called a gin bar, and they only use fresh ingredients. They don't use any packed juice or packed pineapple. They have at the back bar, they have fresh pineapple, fresh watermelon, and they use that in their cocktails. Like, you know, if you go to Brazil, it's cachaça world. So there's a lot of caipirinhas, fresh lime.
What is cachaça?
Cachaça is a spin-off on some like rum. It's a spin-off of rum, but it's not rum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they use that in their caipirinhas. Caipirinhas is just basically a mojito without the mint leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you use
how would you describe seeing all the cultures of cocktails around the world? How would you describe Trinidad and Tobago's cocktail culture?
Well, in Trinidad and Tobago, we are now getting to be out there on the world stage. I've represented the country many times, and we see a lot of young bartenders coming out, and they are doing well on the world stage. We have bartenders like Daniel Jones, Abiola Jules from right there in Hyatt. We have Tyrone Benjamin, Kalina Promel. These are all bartenders who actually represent Trinidad and Tobago on the world stage and have done great things out there also.
and our culture. How would you describe our culture? Because as I said, different parts around the world will have different ways of I suppose,
Correct.
produce. How
Correct.
do you describe our culture? What do you
Right,
think?
in Trinidad and Tobago, and especially Caribbean also, we have a very sweet palate, where all our cocktails are generally sweet. So we are still on the mudslides, the daiquiris, the tutti frutti cocktails.
Right.
Whereas if you go to the UK or the US, you'll find that they drink more martinis, drink more Manhattans.
Harsher stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
more balanced stuff.
Balanced stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry,
balanced stuff.
my apologies.
So it's not as sweet. It's not as sweet as what we have right here in Trinidad.
Right.
And that's one of the events that we want to do in the festival, which is the Mixology and Flair competition.
Okay.
Where the bartenders they will be tested on making a very balanced cocktail. So it'll not be anything tutti frutti.
Right.
Which will be at Hilton Poolside.
Right. So tell me about some of the venues because of course this is happening next week here in TNT. Some of the venues, how folks can get tickets. Just give me a little load on that.
Well, we have the Rum Cocktails events, which takes place on the Ocean Spirit catamaran.
Out on the ocean?
Out on the ocean.
Rum on the
Sailing down
ocean?
the islands, rum on the ocean. You can't get anything.
No.
You can't get anything. We have the Mixology and Flair competition at Hilton Poolside.
Hilton Poolside.
Yeah, we have Punch Bowl and Fancy Tipples. We also have...
Where is the Tipples taking place?
Tipples taking place at Boucher in Hilton.
At Hilton? Yeah. I want to come to the Tipples.
No,
We
also have our opening ceremony, which is at our host hotel, Hilton. And the closing ceremony is our host hotel for the closing ceremony. It's just Magdalena Grand in Tobago.
In Tobago, so we're going across and giving Tobago some love as well.
Definitely.
All right, fair enough. And if folks wants to get tickets, how can people get tickets for
They
the various?
can go up onto the website, which is www.ttcwf.com. You can also get tickets from myself, Stephon Scott, at 373-3728. You have Tyrone Benjamin at 383-1499. And Christian at 354-8300.
Right, well, check out the website, folks. And of course, you get all the information on the website. It's ttcwf.com. ttcwf.com. Right. Give me a little thing. I want to do some. I always wanted to do a little flair. Yeah, I want to do a little flair. So
well, I'll teach you a bit of basic flair. I know you're advanced. But since your team did so well in the World Cup, I'll just go easier.
You know, you're lucky we're on TV, you know.
Your producer gave me exclusive rights. She gave me all the rights out in the world.
Yeah, right now she's telling me we only have a minute. Right now.
So let's say that. Right? So we have our basic.
What is this?
Right? This all practice buttons, right? So all we're doing is just Yes. It's not glass people, so no one will get hurt too much. So we have basic. Alright?
That's what you need me to do?
Yeah, that's just starting. You go from there.
Give me next
one
step.
More time?
One more time.
Alright. So yes.
Alright.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Look easy in your hand.
Yeah. You have it, man.
Look, I got double one there. I almost got double there, you know.
Yeah, you know too much now. Let me move on a little bit more. So you're going to do the flat behind the back toss.
The flat behind the back toss?
Yes, so just simple. Yeah?
Do it one more time. You could do that a second time?
Yeah, of course. Just like that.
Do it one more time.
One more time? Sure. That's it.
You're real practice that.
I'll be across here and I'll leave the entire floor to you. Let's go, Joe.
So we getting this back here?
Yeah.
Back here.
I'll be here to catch you.
Good, that bottle's behind.
That was supposed to happen, huh? Just like Argentina, you all fell short. But don't worry.
Excited for the
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. You had to stick that in.
Yes, I had to definitely.
Trinidad Cocktail Week happening from the 14th
to the 17th of August.
To the 17th of August. Stephon Scott, with a host of international and local bartenders and mixologists, will be treating TNT to cocktail culture at its finest. All right, you can get tickets, as I said, on the website. Just check it out and enjoy a wonderful week here in TNT. This has been Wildcard Wednesdays, coming to you courtesy TNT Cocktail Week. We are taking a short break while Wednesdays here on A Cup of Joe continues after this.
One morning, Peter walked out to find every flower that he never stopped to notice, every sunrise that he never watched, every football match he forgot to play with his son, and arrived at a cafe to find every conversation he never had with his father. And it was only then that Peter finally decided to wake up. Wake up to life. Nescafe. Nestle. Good food, good life.
There's really one bank you can depend on. One bank that leads the way. Technology and systems separate us from the rest. Republic gives only the best to you. We give personal attention, so explain for your inspection.
Yeah, it's that time when we close up the show on this Wild Wednesday here on A Cup of Joe. And it's all about our spoken word spotlight. Abiyo Jackson and, of course, a young gentleman is here with us. Abiyo, this young gentleman is a poet?
He is a poet. Remember last season when I kind of cheated inside of Sweet TNT?
Yes, I remember distinctly.
I used some work from a poet. Well, this is a gentleman,
So
LaShawn Emmanuel, better known as
showed
Jimmy.
me up when we did Sweet TNT.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
We mash him up fine. Fine. Yes. So this is LaShawn Emmanuel, aka Jimmy October. And the spoken word spotlight, we wanted to change it up a little bit in terms of how we end the shows on a Monday and Wednesday. The spoken word movement was pretty big back in like the 80s or so. And it's made a huge comeback, so to speak. Because young people have a lot of things to say. There's a lot to talk about in TNT. So we thought that this would be our way to, just foster some conversation, encourage conversation and all that good
Another
stuff.
thought-provoking segment on A Cup of Joe.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So Jimmy October is going to
That's right.
do his stuff. Very well. And then
And
we'll
we
join you
shall
back after.
Exit.
Yeah, the stage is yours, sir.
There we
Thanks
go.
very much. Hi, the name of this piece is called Equal. African, Indian, American, Trinidadian. White, black, Chinese, doesn't matter your complexion or religion. Life is given to you by the Most High, not I. So who am I to judge you when we are just two different letters in the alphabet? I keep my hair a little kinky. You like yours running down your back. Could you imagine just because of that? If this was 1955, my rightful place to be seated would be straight to the back. In my section, thanks to my complexion, you're welcome. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, etc. Well, I trying to be the next one. Call me overdosed on confidence and headstrong. Each one, teach one. That is what I call education. Brother, you are a king. Sister, you are a queen. Crowned and seated on the throne, settled for nothing in between. Talk is even cheaper these days and everybody's selling dreams. According to my bank statement, I can't even afford freedom of speech, and that's free. So without that, I just dumb. Can't even say how I feel. System programmed us permanently numb. So the teacher asked, what is 1 + 1? And she wasn't talking about no Beyonce song. And she repeated, what is 1 + 1? You see? Now you can't remember. Inequality is the same whether you think of it socially or mathematically, because numbers don't lie. Check the scoreboard for yourself. But do like Drake and start from the bottom, because you're being measured by your wealth. They singing started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. We singing started from the bottom, where we at. Started from the bottom, where we at. Nowhere, take care, because nothing was the same. No B-14s allowed in this car park. That space was reserved for a Range Rover. So hopefully you'll be within that range when you get older. But for now, try finding a park right around the corner where everybody with a hoodie on is classed as a criminal or burglar, eating Skittles, sipping Arizona, while the business owner could do no wrong. All sorts of stereotypes playing the same old songs. So whether you're popping mollies or you're rocking Tom Fords, go and grab your Oxford and search the definition of equal.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. So let me introduce him one more time.
Yeah.
Jimmy October, real name LaShawn Emmanuel, born October 9th, hence the Jimmy October.
Okay.
And you're only 19?
Yes, I am.
No.
Only
19?
19. He's 19 years old, and he's been doing some amazing work. He's a singer, he's a rapper, a producer, a poet, and the co-founder of the Overdose music group.
That's the squad.
And he's also been doing some great work with a new movement called the Free Speech project.
So tell me a little bit about the spoken word free speech project. As we also said at the start, it was popular back, I suppose, in the 80s. And how did it all come back up here in TNT?
I feel like it was going on for some time, even here, but it was just underground. And it takes a couple cool ears to hear and say that this shouldn't be underground anymore.
That what you all have to say is worthy.
It's important, it's very important, and I think that everybody could find a space with it and understand exactly what is coming out from somebody. It's not even coming from my mouth. It's coming from inside. And I feel it's important.
And I heard the passion. I heard it come from here, you know.
And the topic that he's dealt with, you know, dealing with stereotype and breaking down those barriers and removing it, you know. Important conversations that we would like to have here on A Cup of Joe. LaShawn, you're going to see him again. We have quite a few free speech artists and spoken word spotlights folks that will be dropping in, and you will see LaShawn again sometime before the end of the season. So get to know them, get familiar. This has been A Cup of Joe.
Every Monday and Wednesday we're going to have the spoken word spotlight here on A Cup of Joe. Of course, if you need to follow us, you can check us out on Facebook, A Cup of Joe TT. If you want to email us, a cup of Joe TT at gmail.com. All right, stay in touch. This has been a wonderful Wild Wednesday here on A Cup of Joe. On behalf of Obeo Jackson and of course Mr. Jimmy October, we say see you on Friday.